Welcome back. We were, just before we took the break, Brother Ali was making an interesting point on the impact of religion on our malaise that we've been suffering in the Bahamas. Would you like to expand on that a little bit, Brother Ali?
Yes, sir. Most times when we sit down to converse, one of the first things that come into question is religion. Are you a Christian? And it's, yes, I am. Of course, I practice Islam. But religion has divided us as a people so far that I feel right now, whatever government we have, there should be a moratorium on churches.
Do you think that would stop the problem?
I think it would stop it, as I would say there should be a moratorium on liquor stores.
Okay.
Because if we are to nurture a people into the consciousness of self, then they need to be sober-minded. And I think when you look at the church and next to the church is the liquor store or the bar, it says something about how serious you are about the Creator.
But Ali, now you're on that point. This has always bothered me about these churches. You know, and some of my best friends are pastors. But, you know, some time ago when I was a student, we had a teacher called Melvin Ramming in Government High. And he had a newspaper called Community Forum. I don't know, some of the elder people out there, my age or older, will remember the newspaper. In one of his articles, and it caused a serious controversy in the country, he said what Marcus Garvey had said 50-odd years earlier, that we need to see God in the image of our own eyes, that we should see a black God. Now, I could remember in my great-grandmother's house, she had this picture of God and Jesus, and they were touching hands, and this fellow with this blonde hair and blue-eyed, this Michelangelo's picture. Now, Brother Ali, that image of God that we have, do you see that as part of our disempowering nature that we are, our state that we're in? That has something, is that reflected in your mind?
100%. And the reason why I say that, there was a story I learned of, tell you this quick, of a young man in the southern states. And he was looking at this great house, white people lived, and they had offended him, and his thoughts were to burn the house down. When he went home and told his grandmama said, "Boy, you must be out of your mind." And he said, "Why?" And grandma began to tell him the story that that house was built by his great-great-grandfather, who was a slave, supposedly a slave, but a builder. And after he learned that that was the labor of his great-great-grandfather, he said, "I'm going to work towards moving into that house." He no longer wanted to destroy. If we as a people knew who we were, if we really knew who Jesus was.
Who was Jesus, Brother Ali?
Well, first the image that was given of you, as you said before, that was the painting of Michelangelo.
Okay.
And then if you begin to study the book, the Bible, that King James gave you, or was given to us, it came off the press in 1611. It was given to us some 200 years later. And we fought like hell to learn to read and write, and those who were caught before the decision were made was lynched. So when we look at it, I say something that was imposed upon you, I said that before. So what we need to do is search the Bible. And then if we find the truth, or at least that the Bible within itself is contradicting, then in empowering ourselves as to say the way the world was put together is not the way we were told. Religion.
6 days.
Exactly.
And rest on the 7th day.
Good.
Ain't nothing happened in 7 days.
No. And it will bring you right up to what is happening now economically to see that this is not by mistake, but by design.
Yeah.
But first, you have to know who you are. Man, know thyself.
That's
And
right.
again, in the very book, one of the greatest writers of the book, or he who wrote most of the book, tell you that you should examine all things. Look into all things and hold steadfast to that which is true. Now, have you looked into it before?
So I mean, but it's possible.